Toyota is the most reliable car brand in the world. Consumer Reports said so, JD Power said so, your mechanic said so, your father said so, and for decades, all of them were right. But here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody in the automotive media wants to say out loud in 2026. Toyota being number one overall does not mean Toyota is number one at everything, and there are 4 brands that beat Toyota in specific, measurable categories that matter more to your daily life than a reliability score printed in a magazine. One of them beat Toyota at its own game, reliability, not once, but consistently, year after year, with vehicles that cost less and come standard with all-wheel drive.
Another one builds interiors so refined that sitting in a Toyota afterward feels like downgrading to an airport rental car. The third eliminated the transmission entirely and created a city driving experience so smooth that Toyota engineers have spent years trying to replicate it and have not been able to. And the fourth is literally owned by Toyota, built on the same platform, same engine, same bones, but everything Toyota gets wrong, this brand gets right. And Toyota charges you $14,000 extra for the privilege of discovering that. Today I am breaking down the 4 brands that beat Toyota in the areas where you actually live with your vehicle every single day. Not on a spec sheet, not in a laboratory, in your driveway, on your commute, in the dealership service bay, and in the real-world ownership experience that starts the day after you sign the contract. Stay with me, because number 1 on this list is going to make Toyota fans genuinely angry, and they should be. Let us get into it.
Number 4, Mazda. And I am starting here because this is the brand that Toyota owners discover by accident and never go back from. Because the moment you sit inside a Mazda CX-50 or a Mazda CX-5 2026, you realize that Toyota has been charging you the same money for dramatically worse materials, worse design, and a worse daily experience. Let me be specific, because vague compliments about nice interiors do not help you make a decision. In the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid 2026, the lower door panels are hard plastic. The dashboard materials on base and mid-trims feel functional but uninspired. The touchscreen works, but does not feel premium. The overall cabin aesthetic says, "We spent the money on the engine, and we are hoping you will not notice the rest." Now sit in the Mazda CX-50 at the same price point. Soft touch materials on the dashboard and door panels.
Real physical knobs for climate and audio that click with precision. A rotary dial controller for the infotainment that you can operate without looking at the screen. Stitched surfaces that feel intentional, not decorative. And a driving position that Mazda calibrates obsessively, with the steering wheel, the pedals, and the seat, all positioned to make you feel like you are wearing the car rather than sitting in it. Consumer Reports ranked Mazda among the top 5 most reliable brands for long-term ownership. Over the past 11 years, the Mazda CX-5 has been one of the most consistently reliable compact SUVs in the entire market. The 2.5-litre Skyactiv engine is naturally aspirated, meaning no turbocharger to fail, no complex boost control systems, no sensitivity to oil quality. The 6-speed automatic transmission uses planetary gears and a torque converter, the most proven and durable transmission architecture in the industry. Now I have to be completely honest about something, because Mazda's brand-level reliability ranking took a significant hit in Consumer Reports' 2026 survey, and the reason matters. Mazda introduced the CX-70 and CX-90 on a brand new rear-wheel drive-based platform with a new engine, a new transmission, and their first plug-in hybrid system. Those new models had problems, battery issues, EV motor issues, first-year restart syndrome, exactly the pattern I have warned you about in previous videos. But here is the critical distinction. The CX-5, the CX-50, and the CX-30, the vehicles built on Mazda's proven Skyactiv platform with the naturally aspirated engine and the 6-speed automatic, remain excellent. Their reliability is outstanding. The brand average dropped because of new, unproven models at the top of the lineup, not because the core vehicles got worse, where Mazda beats Toyota decisively. Interior quality at every price point, driving feel and engagement. The sensation of a car that was designed by people who love driving, not by a committee that prioritized cost reduction. Physical controls that work intuitively, and a cabin that makes you feel like you spent $10,000 more than you actually did. Where Toyota beats Mazda, hybrid technology, resale value, long-term powertrain data measured in decades rather than years, and fuel economy on the hybrid models that Mazda does not yet offer in the CX-50 or CX-5. The Mazda CX-50 starts at approximately $30,000. The CX-5 2026 starts around $29,000. For the buyer who values how a car feels every single day over how a reliability chart looks in a magazine, Mazda builds the better vehicle, and nobody talks about it.
Number 3, Subaru. And this is the brand that did something in 2024 that nobody in the automotive industry thought was possible. It beat Toyota for the #1 spot in Consumer Reports' brand reliability rankings. Not second, not tied, #1. Above Toyota, above Lexus, above everyone. Let me let that sink in for a moment. Subaru, a company that sells roughly 600,000 vehicles per year in the United States, outranked Toyota, a company that sells over 2 million, on the single metric that Toyota has built its entire brand identity around: reliability. Now, Toyota reclaimed the #1 position in the 2026 rankings, but the fact that Subaru was able to take the crown at all tells you something profound about the quality of engineering coming out of Subaru's factories. This is not a fluke.
The Subaru Impreza was ranked as one of the most reliable vehicles overall. The Subaru Crosstrek 2026 ranked as the third most reliable vehicle in the entire Consumer Reports study. The Subaru Forester 2026 earned the IHS Top Safety Pick Plus for the 10th time, the highest safety award in America. But reliability rankings are just the beginning. Subaru beats Toyota in two areas that matter enormously to a specific and very large group of American buyers. First, all-wheel drive. Every single Subaru sold in the United States comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Not optional, not a premium add-on. Standard, on every model. From the Impreza, to the Outback, to the Forester, to the Crosstrek. When you buy a Subaru, all-wheel drive is included in the base price. On a Toyota, a WD is an option that adds $1,500 to $2,500 to the sticker price depending on the model. And the type of a WD is fundamentally different. Subaru's symmetrical AWD uses a mechanical center differential that distributes power to all four wheels at all times through a physical connection. The system responds instantly because there is no electronic engagement delay. Toyota's hybrid AWD system uses an electric motor on the rear axle with no mechanical connection to the front drivetrain. It activates when sensors detect front wheel slip. There is always a delay. In normal conditions, the delay is imperceptible. In an emergency, on black ice, on a gravel switchback, in a sudden snowstorm, that delay can be the difference between control and chaos. Second, safety. The Subaru Forester 2026 has the best outward visibility of any compact SUV in its class. Tall windows, thin roof pillars, a greenhouse designed to maximize sightlines. For drivers in climates where snowstorms reduce visibility and fog rolls in without warning, this design philosophy is not a styling choice, it is a safety feature. And Subaru has earned more IHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards over the past decade than any other non-luxury brand. And the 2026 Forester Hybrid added Toyota-sourced hybrid technology. The same planetary gear system that Toyota has been refining for 28 years is now inside the Forester. Subaru's superior mechanical AWD with Toyota's proven hybrid reliability. The best of both worlds, where Subaru beats Toyota. Mechanical all-wheel drive on every model at no extra cost. Safety ratings and outward visibility. Consumer Reports reliability rankings that match or exceed Toyota. And the Forester Wilderness for genuine off-road and mountain driving that the RAV4 cannot replicate. Where Toyota beats Subaru. Fuel economy on hybrid models. Resale value by a small margin. Interior technology and infotainment quality. And the breadth of the model lineup. The Subaru Forester 2026 starts at approximately $29,995. The hybrid starts around $36,500. The Crosstrek 2026 starts around $29,000. For the buyer who prioritizes safety, all-weather capability, and proven reliability above all else, Subaru builds a better vehicle than Toyota for less money. And nobody talks about it.
#2, Honda. And this is the brand that Toyota fans will argue about the most, because Honda attacks Toyota in the single area where most Americans actually experience their vehicle: city driving. Honda's hybrid system is fundamentally different from Toyota's, and that difference changes the daily ownership experience in a way that Toyota owners do not realize they are missing until they drive a Honda back-to-back. The Honda CR-V Hybrid 2026 uses two electric motors. The gasoline engine is not connected to the wheels during city driving. It acts purely as a generator, producing electricity that feeds the traction motor. You are driving an electric vehicle that generates its own power from gasoline. In stop-and-go traffic, the CR-V Hybrid is smooth, quiet, and instantly responsive. There is no rubber band drone.
No engine climbing to 5,000 RPM and howling while the car slowly accelerates. The Honda delivers electric torque instantly, silently, and with a responsiveness that Toyota's planetary gear system, as brilliant as it is, cannot match at low speeds. Consumer Reports ranked Honda 5th in their 2026 brand reliability rankings. The Honda Accord was tied for the second most reliable sedan. Honda Sensing Safety Tech is standard across the entire lineup, and the CR-V hybrid's interior space, over 36 cubic feet of cargo and nearly 76 with seats folded, beats the REC4 in both measurements. But Honda beats Toyota in another area that nobody discusses enough: maintenance costs. According to multiple independent sources, Honda averages approximately $583 per year in maintenance. Toyota averages approximately $633. That $50 annual difference sounds small until you multiply it by 10 years. $500 of savings over a decade on routine maintenance. Honda vehicles are not just reliable, they are cheaper to keep reliable. Honda also builds the Pilot, one of the most capable three-row family SUVs in its segment, and the Passport, which offers more cargo space and a more rugged personality than anything Toyota offers between the RAV4 and the Highlander. The Honda lineup fills gaps that Toyota's lineup leaves open. Now, the weaknesses. I have covered these extensively in previous videos, but honesty requires that I repeat them. The direct injection carbon buildup pattern on CR-V hybrids is real and documented. Budget for an injector service at 65,000 miles. The spare tire is missing on many CR-V hybrid trims. Check before you sign. Resale value trails Toyota by 5 to 8 percentage points at the 3-year mark. And the long-term hybrid reliability dataset does not yet match Toyota's 28 years of proven field performance. Where Honda beats Toyota: city driving smoothness and electric feel, interior space and rear legroom, annual maintenance costs, and the two-motor hybrid system that eliminates the rubber band drone entirely. Where Toyota beats Honda: highway fuel economy, resale value, physical cabin controls, and the planetary gear system's 28-year track record that Honda's newer architecture has not yet matched. The Honda CR-V Hybrid 2026 starts at approximately $32,315. The Pilot starts around $39,000. For the buyer who spends 80% of their driving time in city traffic and values interior space above all else, Honda builds a better daily machine than Toyota, and nobody talks about it.
And number 1, the brand that proves Toyota knows its own weaknesses but chooses to fix them in a more expensive product and charge you a premium for the solutions. Lexus, Toyota's own luxury division, and the most uncomfortable truth in the entire automotive industry. Lexus was ranked the #1 most dependable brand in America by J.D. Power for 3 consecutive years. In Consumer Reports' 2026 rankings, Lexus placed 3rd overall, behind Toyota and Subaru. For long-term reliability, Consumer Reports ranks Lexus and Toyota as the top 2 brands with a commanding advantage over everyone else. These are not opinions. These are statistical analyses based on hundreds of thousands of owner surveys across decades of ownership data. But here is where the story gets uncomfortable for Toyota. The Lexus NX350H is built on the exact same platform as the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid 2026. Same architecture, same planetary gear hybrid system,
Same fundamental engineering. The bones are identical. But everything that annoys RAV4 owners has been fixed in the Lexus. The rubber band engine noise that makes RAV4 owners crazy during highway merging? In the Lexus NX350H, additional acoustic insulation, thicker glass, premium door seals, and higher quality cabin materials absorb that drone so effectively that most NX owners forget they are driving a hybrid. The engine behaves identically underneath, but you cannot hear it. And for a vehicle you sit in for an hour every day, the difference between drone and silence is not luxury. It is quality of life. The interior that makes the RAV4 feel like a rental car? Transformed. Genuine premium materials replace hard plastics. The 14-inch touchscreen is larger and more responsive than anything in the Toyota lineup. The Mark Levinson 17-speaker audio system turns your commute into an experience. And the build quality, the way doors close, buttons click, and the cabin feels at 80 miles per hour, reminds you that this is the brand J.D. Power trusts more than any other. The NX350H produces 239 horsepower, slightly more than the RAV4's 236. Fuel economy is approximately 39 miles per gallon combined. Resale value rivals or exceeds Toyota's own numbers because the Lexus badge carries a premium in the used market. Now here is the argument that makes Lexus the #1 brand better than Toyota, and it is an argument that Toyota corporate does not want you to hear. The actual cost difference between a RAV4 hybrid and a Lexus NX350H over 10 years of ownership is far smaller than the sticker price gap suggests. The NX starts at approximately $46,000. The RAV4 hybrid starts at $31,900. That is a $14,000 gap on the sticker. But the NX holds a higher resale percentage. The interior ages more gracefully over 100,000 miles. The refinement reduces driver fatigue on long commutes. The NX drives better, sounds better, feels better, and retains value competitively with the vehicle it is based on. Toyota built the solution to every RAV4 problem: the noise, the interior quality, the cabin refinement, the driving experience. And then they put a different badge on it, moved it to a separate showroom, and charged $14,000 more for the privilege of experiencing what the RAV4 should have been all along. That is not a luxury strategy. That is a corporate decision to offer two tiers of the same product and extract maximum profit from both. And now you know about it. Where Lexus beats Toyota: noise isolation, interior quality, build quality, driving refinement, J.D. Power dependability rankings, #1 for 3 consecutive years, and the ownership experience over 100,000 miles. Where Toyota beats Lexus: price, fuel economy by a small margin, and accessibility. Toyota dealers are everywhere. Lexus dealers are fewer. But the question this video asks is not which brand sells more cars, it is which brand builds better cars. And in 2026, Lexus, Subaru, Honda, and Mazda each beat Toyota in specific, measurable ways that affect your daily life more than a reliability score on a chart.
So 4 brands that beat Toyota, and nobody talks about it, not because these brands are obscure, but because Toyota's marketing budget, brand loyalty, and decades of earned reputation create a gravity that pulls every conversation back to the same conclusion: just buy the Toyota. And look, Toyota is still an exceptional brand. #1 in Consumer Reports 2026 reliability rankings, extraordinary resale value, a hybrid powertrain that has been running for 28 years without major failures. If you buy a Toyota RAV4 Hybrid 2026, you are not making a bad decision. You are making a safe decision. But safe is not the same as best. And in 2026, 4 brands have proven that you can get a better interior for the same price from Mazda. You can get better all-wheel drive with a reliability record that briefly topped Toyota from Subaru.
You can get a smoother city driving experience with more interior space and lower maintenance costs from Honda. And you can get everything Toyota does right with everything Toyota does wrong fixed from Lexus, Toyota's own luxury division. The question is not whether Toyota is good. Toyota is excellent. The question is whether Toyota is so good that you should ignore 4 brands that beat it in the areas where you actually live with your vehicle every day. And that question, only you can answer. Now I need your data. If you switched from Toyota to Mazda, Subaru, Honda, or Lexus, I want to hear why. What did Toyota get wrong for you? What did the other brand get right? And if you are a loyal Toyota owner who disagrees with everything I just said, I want to hear that too. Drop your brand, your model, your mileage, and the one thing you love most about your vehicle in the comments below, because the next video is going to be a direct response to your feedback. I am also investigating something that could change this entire ranking by 2027. Honda just announced 15 next-generation hybrid models launching by 2030, with a 30% cost reduction and 10% efficiency improvement. If Honda executes on that roadmap, the gap between Honda and Toyota on hybrid technology could close entirely within 24 months. I am building that analysis right now. Subscribe so you do not miss it. I will see you in the next one.